A terrible waste of money or the best sim racing game ever, Le Mans Ultimate really divides opinion, and they now say that it's done with early access. Yes, in less than a week, Le Mans Ultimate is coming out as a fully released game. They won't be able to hide behind this protectiveness of, oh, it's early access, that's why it's buggy, etc. Now remember, I bought this game for my own money on launch day of early access, paid the £34 or so if I remember, and I didn't really enjoy it on day one. Honestly, you can look at my videos, it was buggy, the loading times were insane, it didn't have a smooth frame rate even on my 4090. I just wasn't generally that impressed by the online racing either. So day one, it was a bit of a mess. But we're now a year later, they've added VR support, they've added a lot of content to the game, a lot of paid content, but also some free content as well. And now they say it's ready to go out. So should you buy it? Should you hold off? I'm going to give you my honest opinion as always. So there's some interesting things to know when it comes to pricing of Le Mans Ultimate, content and bugs. So when it comes to pricing, what they're going to do is they're going to do a kind of full access version of the game that's going to include all of the paid DLC. I'm really worried that's going to be quite expensive. I'm very interested to see what the price is going to be, because if that comes out as something like £80, that's going to send some shockwaves. That's going to be a scapegoat. Say, how can that be right? 2 years of an iRacing subscription on Black Friday discount, then you buy a hypercar and a GT3. It's going to look like a bargain compared to Le Mans Ultimate, which doesn't kind of feel right. So you've got that. What they're also going to do, though, which is I would say just a better thing for everyone, is they're going to bundle in all of the free content in the base game. So at the moment, it's really weird with the free content. Like you're really excited to go in and race, and you realize you've got to download it separately. So they're going to bundle it in. That includes stuff like the Valkyrie that's coming, the BMW M4 GT3 is coming, the Mercedes, I believe, is coming, is in there as well. The Mustang GT3 is there, the McLaren 720S is free. And if I remember, the BMW hypercar is free as well. So a lot of free content is going to be bundled in there. And obviously, maybe not obviously, in fact, this is not obvious at all. Like, I don't blame anyone who doesn't know this, because even I don't know off by heart clearly. But like the 2023 series content is included. So Le Mans Ultimate is like up to date for 2023, notwithstanding that we're like almost in 2026. It's like insane. If I've got that right, I think it's the GTEs and the hypercars of that era. So yeah, it's pretty confusing, but future content, it looks like it's going to be split between free content and paid content. Interestingly, iRacing doing a similar thing, it seems. Like, I believe the McLaren may have been free in iRacing as well, but maybe and the Mustang GT3 was free in ACC as well. So some manufacturers, I think, just like the brand power of having their car in the games for free, because it wouldn't be profitable probably for the games to pay an excessive license fee and then give it away for free. But maybe some games want to get the car for free from the manufacturer, but then sell it to people for money and make even more profit. It's very, very, very interesting, and that's why I think the price point's going to be interesting. Now, there have been lots of bugs recently again in Le Mans Ultimate, because they've been adding new patches, and these patches have been breaking features. So they say that they added code to enable the driver swaps and custom liveries. That broke a load of stuff. The tyre changes, basically in Le Mans Ultimate, it was kind of, you could kind of drift it around in like mad slip angle, and that was faster. So they stopped that with a tyre model, but it's gone too far the other way. So now they're trying to bring it back. Basically, motorsport games say they don't have enough QA testers to really test all this stuff properly. So they've just been putting it out and seeing what the community says, and then they've been reiterating, which is kind of okay for early access. That's the point of early access, actually, to be completely fair. But I don't think that's going to fly in the full release. So we'll see what happens in the full release now. But they do say there are going to be some bug fixes. Now, you do, for some features in Le Mans Ultimate, you do need to have this Race Control Pro subscription, which is a paid subscription for some levels of the online multiplayer. I'm not sure how that's going to go down. I'm not sure how that's going to go down when this game gets to console. And by the way, I think now we can start looking at Le Mans Ultimate on console. Project Motor Racing is coming out in November on console. They've decided to use the Farming Simulator engine, which is probably not the best engine for sim racing, no matter what they show you about it. It just probably isn't, but it's kind of made for console, so it is going to come out on console. Whereas R-Factor 2 has never been on console. So I don't know whether motorsport games can get this on console. We saw for Kunos kind of how difficult it was to get ACC on console working with a third party. The old gen versions were not very good. The current gen versions are pretty good, actually. I really enjoyed them. I've done a lot of guides on them. but pure ACC aficionados will say, they're nowhere near as good as the PC versions because of the polling rate, etc. So we'll see when the Ultimate now can concentrate on getting to console. They are going to be showcasing new content as well. So ELMS is coming, European Le Mans Series. They are going to be, Le Mans Ultimate is going to be at Silverstone for ELMS, which I think is 14th, 15th, 16th September. So they'll be there with the build to see some of that content. Obviously, Silverstone is going to be so exciting to see in the game. I'll be doing a lot of comparisons between Le Mans Ultimate, ACC, and iRacing at Silverstone. But having that greater content is going to be cool. They need to bring the career mode. The screenshots I saw of the career mode, I was not really that impressed by the depth of the choices. It seemed quite mobile gamey. I think the type of player that's going to be playing Le Mans Ultimate probably wants something a bit more in depth. If you want something more casual, maybe Endurance Motorsport Series is going to be the game for me. I've also driven that as well. So that's going to be interesting. And then the driver swaps. The driver swaps need to be absolutely bulletproof because iRacing driver swaps are bulletproof. I know I've been doing it for best part of a decade now, which is quite scary actually. And Le Mans Ultimate needs to have the same bulletproof driver swaps. ACC, I don't feel ever really cornered this market. So we'll see if Le Mans Ultimate can corner that. You know, you race with your friends, you pair up, and there isn't a test coming in the 1st and 2nd, I think, of August. Do the first driver swap race. You can be part of history if you want to do that. The custom liveries is going to be interesting. That's going to give it a bit more of a soul. Hopefully it's going to be easier than iRacing. I don't think it's going to be as easy as Gran Turismo. But Le Mans Ultimate on paper is leaving Gran Turismo behind when it comes to racing hypercars and GT3s. Let's just be honest about it. Like, it's offering the things that 4 years ago I was making videos on this channel saying I'd love to see come to Gran Turismo. Long endurance races, driver swaps. That's what I want to see, the latest GT3 cars. In fact, you can have a look at my videos and basically Le Mans Ultimate, it's almost like they were watching it and then they've actually made my dream kind of GT3 endurance driver swap game if it comes to console. So there's lots going on there with Le Mans Ultimate. I'm very interested to see what the pricing is going to be. I'm very interested if that's going to change the perception of Le Mans Ultimate, as now it's not an early access game. It needs to stand on its own 2 feet. So of course, Evo is still kind of in this early access crash. They can get away with just completely ignoring their promised roadmap and the features coming out not really being what they're saying it is. Like, it supports VR, like barely on the 4090. It has AI improvements, not that we can tell. You know, so Aesthetical TV can get away with that in early access, but Le Mans Ultimate is not going to be able to get away with that anymore. So is it a terrible waste of money, or is it the best sim racing game ever made? There's a lot of people, an increasing number of people, who swear by Le Mans Ultimate. It could also be a waste of money for a lot of people because now the entry point into Le Mans Ultimate is going to be higher, right? It's going to just be more money you have to shell out at the beginning to get into Le Mans Ultimate. And if you're tempted by the full access version, which is going to be more expensive, and it turns out you don't actually like it, it's going to be more money wasted. Whereas arguably with iRacing, you can do like a 3-month subscription half price when my deals come around, and then your entry point is basically nothing. ACC, entry point basically nothing. AC Evo is still very low entry point. So it's going to be a big moment for Le Mans Ultimate. If they can pull it off, they're going to make a ton of money. They're going to bring a load of content to the game, and it's going to be a real success story of an early access developed game, listening to the player base and improving. If they get it wrong, it just won't be able to sustain itself, I think, because it looks like quite an expensive game now to develop. Like, a lot of content in there, a lot of cars, a lot of tracks, a lot of things to test. When you make little updates to the handling, they now affect a lot of cars on a lot of different tracks as well. So it's not going to be easy. So in 7 days, this game is going to be coming out. I'm going to be playing it day one. I might even try and get a review code and play it before day one. So let me know what you want me to test in it. VR? Do you want it on the 4090? Do you want it on the 4060 Ti? Do you want me to do it mainly in 2D? Do you want me to try the hypercars, GT3s? Let me know in the comments. And yeah, I will see you then.